Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this eXtelevision coverage of CEVO Season 4, the first cast that we've done here on eXtv. It is Week 1, and this is going to be a match that we're real excited about, and you probably know who we're here to see. But first, some introductions. My name is Getawhale, and I'm joined, sitting here next to me on the couch, the eXtv chill-out couch for CEVO. That's not real. It's Marxist. How's it going, Marxist?
Oh, just Ducky, waiting on Winter Storm Titan to hit. Gonna watch some TF2 before that.
Just Ducky. We're doing Ducky here today. We've got a hell of a match, don't we, Marxist? We're looking at a double-header, actually. The first one's going to be Budsquad and 20B, as they call them, Street Hoops. Are you pumped up for this one?
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting to see some of the little changes that have maybe happened with Budsquad and get a taste of what may be one of the stronger rosters in Maine in the old Street Hoops team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are two very strong rosters. I mean, you know, from the side of Budsquad, well, we can talk about it later. Let's just do the rosters first and get that done, and we can sort of go more in depth with the teams. Let's look first at the squad, the Budsquad. And the Budsquad, you probably know them. They're very familiar. We're looking at scouts, first of all, Sean, Bud, and Star. Obviously, these are two guys who, Sean Bud maybe has the edge in terms of experience, but a lot of people know Star, and Star really proved his mettle in the ESCA Open Finals. He, I think, had a fantastic showing in that. We've got, obviously, Lang then and Powa. Powa, there's a chance that he might be rolling out as sniper. Sometimes these guys mix up the lineup a little bit, but he's a very feared sniper, obviously. Lang is going to be probably roaming, I imagine. We've got Sizer, the demo man, of course, as well. He is the experienced comp guy, known in earlier days for playing Scout, but he'll be on demo. And we've got Whisker Biscuit, who's going to be playing the medic class, and he kind of showed his worth as well during Open Finals. And rounds out this very strong team for the Budsquad. Next up, we're going to look at the Street Hoops squad. And on Street Hoops, we're starting off looking at Deadbolt and Paragon, and it looks like a bit of a joke, but they are actually twins. Holding up the same phone. I love the profiles. The soldiers, we're going to be looking at Grape and Ash, two very talented soldiers. You know, previous teams, Show Me the Monet, you see it there. These guys play Highlander as well, but they've given up the Highlander and they're focusing just on this sixes now. We've got Dewatna, of course, he is on demo. Just a fantastic demo, huge damage. You got Team MVP at the Fights Land that you guys just saw here on eXtv. Rounding it out is Kozen, playing that medic class, and considered the brains of Street Hoops. Main caller, fantastic player. Would you agree with that? Would you say there's any one particular player who you can call the brains of a team? And does it always have to be the caller, Marxist?
Well, a lot of the times things come down to sort of a group effort where you sort of talk things out and decide more or less roughly what you're going to be going for. I know in the past on his teams, Grape has been a big influence over how things go. So it'll be interesting to see how that sort of meshed itself together. And in the previous incarnation of Street Hoops, they also had the Invite TF2 legend, Valen. So I'm sure he had a lot of input as well into how things went down, being as he's from the Czech 6 team of yore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned just kind of briefly, but we can kind of elaborate a bit, and I guess we can look at some of the stats here and info on Grape and Dewatna, but this Street Hoops team, they played in UGC last season for Highlander, and they did quite well. They went all the way and had an amazing season, but they dropped out. They don't play Highlander anymore. They're focusing specifically on the sixes side of things. They've played in ESCA, and they're focusing now on this CEVO league. But yeah, like I say, I mean, I think that's a good choice because it's kind of foolish, isn't it, to kind of split time. Although, I mean, when I say that, I know that Grape has been playing a little bit in UGC this season for one team, and I know Kozen plays a little bit as well, but these guys want to play sixes, the best mode. Is it? I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to split it between Highlander and sixes, do you, Marxist? It's so much work. There's a lot of scrimming and playing and blood and tears and disgusting stuff, right?
Yeah, another problem for them in particular is that if ESEA goes down, they may end up having 4 matches a week, which a 5th Highlander match on top of all that that's a pretty busy schedule. That's like professional StarCraft level type stuff going on. And that's a really big commitment, and especially given that a lot of the teams that if invite happens, will also be playing in CEVO Main as well, so scheduling is going to be really tough. So you're going to want that Monday night to be open, I imagine, for sixes playing. Also, if you win at Highlander, you kind of feel obligated coming back the next season to perform as well as you can. And if you're not taking it seriously, that's just not what you want to do, and it doesn't really benefit you, and it'll kind of let down the people that are gunning for you because you're the champion, right? But if you don't have the time to devote to it, it's just not going to be any fun for anyone. Yeah.
I mean, a few of these guys are rostered up on the Gentlemen's Club team, but I think they really want to concentrate their stuff on the sixes. We can talk about the Bud Squad. We'll be talking about them a little bit because remember, guys, this is a double header here this evening. The Bud Squad are going to be playing this match first, and then they will be playing the second match right after this, knocking them out in one night. They'll be playing Satan's team coming up right after this, so don't go anywhere when this first one is done. It looks like we are just sort of getting ready to roll here. So let's think about. I mentioned Powa already, who snipes and is maybe a constant sniper. Is the best hard counter to that for the Street Hoops team? Is it Paragon, or who would you expect to see them roll if they rolled anyone as a constant sniper?
Yeah, Paragon's pretty well known for his sniping. I don't know what they're gonna do with Power here, because it is Gullywash, and Sniper can be pretty effective here. But I imagine we'll probably see Power try Scout at first, because the Street Hoops team is so strong that not having the Scout present, particularly at mid, may end up being a catastrophe. So we'll see, because I don't imagine, given Grape is typically a very aggressive player, Paragon and Deadbolt tend to stick together, and Ash was a roamer in the previous incarnation of Street Hoops prior to the acquisition of Valen, and Ash kind of flew under the radar, but he did a lot of work for Street Hoops as roamer prior to the switch. So you've got a team that's really oriented towards quick aggression, and a sniper, particularly in the early phases of a round, could really kind of come back to bite you. But if it stabilizes, I'm sure we're going to see Power. It would be a no-brainer to put Power on Sniper, because you can get out of that big door so easily, and you've got a great view of mid. So we'll see there, Getawhale.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't expect to see any sniper on mid. A lot of people say, oh, why don't you run the sniper to mid? You can try to get a med pick, but on the mid rollouts, damage is more important than healing. It doesn't really matter if you get a med pick. A med pick on its own isn't the end of the world. So I agree, we'll probably be seeing scouts to mid. If you guys aren't familiar with CEVO yet, it's not a new league, but it might be new to you. We are playing pretty, probably familiar rules. We do go to a total of 5 rounds. Halftime goes to 3 30-minute halves. Looks like we're getting ready to roll out here, and why don't I hand off first mid to you, sir, Marxist?
Alright, I think we're going to watch the Duwatna here at the first mid, if I can track him down quickly enough. And he's got early damage on a Scout. That's really good. Old series of strats. Scout trying to get up the right side, can't do it. Other Scout maybe thinking about right side, still taking bunches of damage from Duwatna. Lang's coming up, getting thrown down to the ground. He will be the first pick, and it looks like the Bud Squad's pretty much just leaving here. Shambud down, Star down as well. So Whisker Biscuit in trouble, and he's down as well. So that is a whippity wipe they trade Ash and Deadbolt for all 6 of the Bud squad.
A big whippity wipe. So that's not a fantastic start, and holding on now to big old Uber is Kozin. Gotta give credit there. That was almost all Duatna, wasn't it? Shutting down Big Door on that mid, just kind of going huge. I mean, Sizer snuck around an elbow, but I gotta call Duatna the MVP of that mid. Although Paragon 6 points already. And so Ash making his way around now, teaming up here, and we're probably gonna see this last push sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it should be a push coming in right now. Grape also, Grape maybe he is wearing a backpack, and it's that conch shell, so he's probably gonna, if this Uber doesn't work, the conch shell will come out. The Pyro's kind of making him have a hard time at life. Star will get Paragon, Ash, and Ash will manage to get Star. Sizes down to Grape. Some headshots come out. Yeah, it looks like our Bud Squad friends might hold, but that banner comes out, Getawhale.
Wow, this is kind of an interesting defense. I'm really impressed, actually, by the Pyro play of Lang. You don't see Pyro playing on this last very often, right back by the point up above on that little platform. You see it more often by the door, but nice defense either way all around, actually, on the side of the heavy as well. And we're going to get this recap going down, so, all right. I mean, this Bud Squad team, they're not going to lay down on last.
Yeah, this is an Uber advantage push, and normally you don't want to have a sniper when you go into an Uber advantage push, but they're kind of just stuck with him. He can't die, or our 20-pound friends will end up getting in trouble. Grape is down, so that's probably just going to be them pulling out here. And importantly here, Whisker Biscuit still has his Uber, so they're just going to go in, it looks like.
Yeah, both teams have it now, and Powa, yeah, still up. I mean, he hasn't died. Here we go now, a little encounter, but backing out of here. And Powa going to try to sneak maybe a shot? Not going to get much of anything there, but just kind of waiting for someone to overextend into his face, into his scope. And we're going to kind of fight it out here at this choke area, but down goes Lang, and that might be enough. Well, I don't know. Powa now has moved around to Big Door and is trying to snipe on flank, but he'll cycle.
In that, there ended up being sort of a flank play from the Bud Squad, and they end up losing their medic for it, so...
Yeah, I didn't see that. I was back at choke.
Yeah, they went to push in Big Door, and it kind of caught our 20-pound friends by surprise, but to no avail. They got kind of stuck on the ground, and a soldier shot rockets down on top of Whisker Biscuit and ended his life. So we've got now Kozin with the Uber advantage sitting at mid, spawn advantage for the 20-pounder. So we'll see what's going to happen here. It looks like they are favoring Big Door. We got Duatna and some scouts coming in. Yeah, this is a big stacked push through the Big Door, trying to pull out Whisker Biscuit. He goes down to 23 health, but snags that helpful little kit down there. And Grape's going to get himself a sniper too down there, just 1-2 against the wall. So
yeah,
Uber still.
Yeah, I'm wondering now, are they just probably going to walk right in? When I agree with this decision here, there's not much of a defense here by Bud Squad, and the heavy comes out just in time, but goes down right away. So Sean is down out of heavy. Powa is, he went back to scout, I guess. Maybe going to hold on to this last here again, and I'm kind of surprised because I didn't think Bud Squad were going to have time to get anything up, but we're going to have a repush now.
Yeah,
there's that conch.
The Uber ended up not getting Whisker Biscuit like it wanted to, and Kozin ended up going down, but we've got some sniping coming out from Powa now. Oh! Might do something here. Yeah, there it goes. And big kills from Whisker Biscuit.
Wow.
A 2K. Great.
Double needle kill?
Someone else.
Crossbow, my goodness. That's going pretty big there. So the medic picking out 2 frags himself. That's another pretty unbelievably defensive last, and I don't know, I mean, you don't see this situation happening with Bud Squad where they're sitting at last, defending it 2-3 times in a row and not coming out. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job of making room, and they're coming right out of last.
Kozin down to a body
shot.
Down
again, a body shot.
Whisker Biscuit, if Whisker Biscuit doesn't get popped here, the Bud Squad are golden. This may just end up being their round at this point. Ash is going to go down as well, so that's pretty much it for forcing power. Unless a miracle pipe or something hits Whisker Biscuit, and it doesn't. They're pushing Sizer around through choke. They might get backed up here, but they're going to come through. They're waiting on their team to get there, Getawhale, and now the Uber comes out.
Yeah, Kozin backed out pretty prematurely because I think he knew that he was going to be looking at an Uber. And so now, I mean, they're without Sean Bud, but the Bud Squad, I don't know, are they going to strong-arm this? They're not. Scout is in trying to do something. That was Star, but he gets shut down.
Yeah, Kozin got knocked down a little bit there, and there's more or less two-man suicide, and we've got another conch coming out from Grape, so speedy quickness to mid here. I don't think anything's going to happen to Kozin. So, oh, Whisker Biscuit down to 4 health there at the choke. That's a scary situation. They're going to have to yoink him out of there, get him in the safety of the shutter door, and get a medium health pack.
Yoink! And I've got to think that we're going to continue seeing those Lord of the Flies plays, those conchas being popped as long as it works. I mean, there's not a huge disadvantage, and it's working okay. So now popping in from above, not popping rather, but pushing, it's the Bud guys. And they're going to block this second cap, and Kozin now stuck out alone. Surf set up to safety. It's a nice surf by Kozin, who stays alive with over 100, but now he finally does pop. They're going to chase the Buds back out of here. Finish this cap. They picked that shot. Oh wow, everyone's down but Powa, and they gotta get this cap and get the hell into last. It's not gonna happen in time though.
Yeah, Powa gets himself Duwatna, so that's helpful. Oh, and Paragon too down there. But yeah, they allowed themselves to kind of chill in lobby and have a little talk about what to do, and you know, that's not the situation to figure out what's going on. You gotta pull out there, especially after Sean went down. So that will give us the first round going to Street Hoops, if that's still what they're called.
Yes, it is still Street Hoops. So going up 1-0, I'm going to follow. I'm watching Sizer right now because we did Duwatna before, and we're going to see how the Bud Squad counters on this mid rollout. Seems like they're getting a little better off than they did last time. They're not getting shut down quite as much. Sizer trying to put out damage here, only have as a scout in front of them. Bomb in now from the soldier. Star has gone down. Power rolled out Sniper to this mid, and he doesn't have anything yet. We talked about that. We were wondering if he would. Let's see how it works out. I mean, they're giving up, then down goes Power. So they gave up their scout. It didn't work out, and this is going to be another mid, looks like, for Street Hoops.
Yeah, on that mid, I don't really know what the Bud Squad's thinking was there. They went one down real quick and then kind of chilled, which is it's a perfectly reasonable reaction. And then they stayed after that second kill went down. And in my mind as a medic main, when your team stays in like that, I just see a little timer that once it gets to about 3, I'm gonna die, and that's exactly what happened to Whisker Biscuit. They saw their 2 picks go down, and they stayed. Big kill on Ash, but the Uber comes in anyways.
Yep. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna see here. It is one. Oh, and Sean Bud going down is heavy again. He keeps trying to block that point, but going down real quick. Duwatna though is down on the side of Street Hoops. And it's just kind of a DM fest right now, because I think Street Hoops, here they come. Another conch pop. And this is kind of scare tactics right now. They're just kind of bullying this. 4 on point, real easy.
Yeah, the conch play worked pretty well there for Grape getting through the choke, because it gives you that little boost of healing. I'm actually going to we'll watch one of the brothers and go with Paragon here on this mid. Since he's the brother that I know best. He's going to go through choke here. A little more passive play, kind of covered Duwatna here. Soldier doing a big jump in Lang, but he's not going to have too many rockets rolling out with that black box. And Whisker goes down right away. And Stars. Grape's going to go down, but Lang and Powa as well are going to meet their ends here on this mid. And Kozin will not go down, so that's going to be a real strong mid. Almost what I would call an ace, but Duwatna and Grape have to go down for that. Whisker Biscuit all alone at last, waiting on a spawn that's going to come approximately now. So we'll see a defense here get a while on last again.
Might not have been an ace, but it's just as good. I mean, that's 3 mids in a row now, where Street Hoops have rolled out, they kill the medic, they keep Kozin up, and they walk right into last without a whole lot of resistance, holding on to Uber. And you've got to expect, are they going to just pound this into the wall till it doesn't work anymore?
Yeah, may as well. If it's not broke, you don't really want to fix it, especially when it comes to mids. There's somebody on the point right now. Wow. as I'm trying to talk about platitudes, and it's just gonna go. Yeah, that happens on Gullywash sometimes. They'll just sneak in there on you, and then you're blocked by an Uber, and the point continues to cap. So that will give us 3-0 for Street Hoops. Get a while.
Yikes! And so yeah, we are at half. Good half being called out. kind of smoked them a little bit. Not quite sure what to think of that. Now, some people were saying this match would be even. Some people were saying it would be less even. We certainly know that this Bud Squad is capable of fighting back. I mean, we saw them, you know, fight back to win the Open Finals. They were at a huge deficit in that, and they won 2 maps in a row. In terms of players, I mean, I'm looking at the scoreboard. I saw a lot from Paragon, actually, in that first half. From both scouts, really, but, you know, twin brothers, I mean, are they... you gotta wonder if they connected at the hip or something like that, or connected by something, because they worked really well together. They're a very strong flank. I guess sort of luckily, though, for Street Hoops, they haven't had to do much work on the flank. They've been on the offense a whole lot. So far, anyway. They haven't had to hold anything down. They've just sort of been able to go in and get their picks that they want, pressure Powa, pressure the demo and the soldiers. I mean, that's been the story so far, but what does Bud Squad have to do to win these mids? I mean, certainly picking up a mid is going to help a lot.
Yeah, they're actually live right now going in here, Getawhale, so I guess maybe I'll grab it since my mouth is moving at the time. We got Star running around down under. Ash is going to go out. Powa came as scout this time. And it's fairly even here. A little bit of trade. Sizer is down. Kozin is really hurt too, kind of running around down on the ground. He's going to go down. And this will be the Bud Squad's mid unless we see the brother and Deadbolt go absolutely bananas huge.
Deadbolt kind of creeping around and wants to pick something out. He goes down. Nice kill there. So I guess the question got answered. Right as it happened. That's how you win a mid, looks like, as Bud Squad pulls it out. What did you see that was different? Was it just the change on having Powa as scout? Is that big of a difference?
Yeah, the scout denies a lot of space that the sniper does not, and Powa wasn't getting a lot of kills there. And this is where we see a crucial moment. No Duwatna means no real delay in the push for the Bud Squad. And I don't think they're going to end up getting forced over this, so this is going to set them up for a nice last push. All they need to do in this last push is snag a kill on Kozin quickly, and we should see the point go down. So
we know they can do it. This is not a position they've been in, though, so far in this match, so I'm just curious to see how they play it.
Yeah, well, they need to go quick. They're going to let the opportunity slip here. And Parrot will see... Oh, Star is going to go down, actually, to a sticky trap. And
so does
Powa as well underneath. Going to try and play that point, I guess, maybe. And we should see probably a push come out here. Yeah, Size is going to go down to the Pyro as well. So we should see, hopefully, some kind of maybe an Uber exchange here. No, they're just going to let it go. Second is going to go down, and... we are also seeing the Grape Pyro. Grape, pretty darn good Pyro.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I get the sensation of shooting oneself in the foot. We didn't even get a last push there because, you know, the Bud Squad sort of, I guess, bled a little more than they wanted to, and now we're suddenly back at mid, and so much for a round that was pretty good for Bud Squad, but we are still fighting this out, and we got a recap now. It's going to be 20B taking this midpoint.
Yeah, and a push coming into second as well, with Grape in the lead, more or less. Oh, Ash gets stuck out by a Sizer sticky trap, but still, the Bud Squad aren't trying to contest. They've had Uber all this time, and they
here
just
we go,
keep
finally.
giving points. Finally, there's an Uber exchange, but it comes after Lang is already dead, and they're just going to fall apart. That's Star and Powa down as well. So this point's definitely going to go to Street Hoops. And they might be able to just slow roll this onto the Bud Squad combo, who are trying to do a sort of a forward hold, but Grape is pushing them back with his air blasts.
Yeah, I'm continuing to see a lot of great cleanup being done by the twins, by Paragon and Deadbolt. You know, a lot of the damage, you have to give credit, of course, to the soldiers and demos, but a lot of great cleanup work, and we have now Soldier trying to make a little river play underneath, and that was Ash who goes down. But we're going to get the scout on here now, and that might be it.
Yep, there you go.
That's 4 points, and remember, guys, we played a 5, and what that means is potential game set match for the 20B for Street Hoops. Let's follow out. I'm watching Sizer now, because obviously this Bud Squad has got to put something together here, or else it's going to be... they're going to be starting their season off 0-1. Sizer's shutting down a little bit, getting sticks to Big Door, which will help a lot. Gets damaged a little bit there on the medic, some on the soldier as well. Duana is down on the side of Street Hoops, and this is kind of the opportunity that the Budsquad have needed. Oh, wow, nice job there. Paragon was in and went down. Powa got a really clutch kill there and takes out Deadbolt too. So Powa going pretty big as scout on this mid, taking out both scouts of the Street Hoops team. And now Kozin feeling heat for the scout, and he's going to back all the way out of there. It's an alright little mid, kind of fairly even though actually, but only one medic going down as we see the Street Hoops team keep advantage.
Yeah, Kozin backed out there. I think Grape was like, oh yeah, I've got this. And then some craziness occurred. There was a flanker that I'm pretty sure Kozin noticed, and so they left Grape in there to be their hero for the moment. Now here's another one of those big moments where for sure Street Hoops is going to push, and if they can figure out a way to finagle this and not have to pop their Uber, they're gonna have another round on their hands. Oh! Sticky trap, Ash and Grape both down. No more pushing will be had this day. We're gonna have to wait quite a while. That's gonna give Whisker Biscuit a chance to get Uber. If the Budsquad are feeling frisky, they may just go ahead and go with this. And it looks like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, nice force there by the soldier jumping in, but down goes Sizer, and that's not what they wanted to happen, but, and let's see here, I mean, Kozin hanging in there still. Down goes Paragon. We're gonna get this cap. Oh, well, maybe not. We're still fighting out this second point. There's only 3 players up for the Budsquad, and I don't know if they want to be in this fight. Finally, Uber is popped, and they need picks, and they need them quick.
It was a nice shot from Shamba, too.
Star gets the medic, big pick. Or it looked like it may have been, started most of the work. I'm going to give him the credit. But I mean, we're seeing the situation kind of flips now in reverse. They want to cap this second as quick as they can and try to get in on last. Star's creeping around River already. He's going to back up.
We'll hopefully see a pretty fast push here because Ash and Deadbolt aren't going to be spawned, so that's... They could get in these doors pretty quick, but that's now the spawns come up. Deadbolt is going to be on heavy, but Paragon goes down to Lang. Trade comes out there, but Whisker Biscuit does have that Uber advantage. Lang may be a factor here towards the end of it. We also have Deadbolt on Pyro as well. Pretty close defense, actually, being run by Street Hoops despite their Uber disadvantage. Now they pull back, so we're going to hide behind the Pyro here. Got some people going under. The Uber comes in, I believe as well, that we've got the conch being popped off. And we're going to see Power go down, Ash go down, Sizer go down. That's going to be a bad day there for the Budsquad.
There goes Star, and that's going to be the end of that push. Although we have a little, we got Lang trying to do work. Lang is on last point. He goes down. Props to Lang for trying and almost pulling that off, actually. But now we've got 2 players left up for Budsquad, and so they fail once again to pull it off at last there, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, they almost get Kozin in that, too, with Lang, but I think we're probably going to see a quick second cap here from Street Hoops. And they've still got Paragon on heavy. A soldier bombing in on the medic. Dancing around is Kozin, cannot get it. And now mid-push time, Getawhale. It's gonna, there it is, the Uber comes out, they didn't even look. And that's gonna be a disaster because Kozin popped that Uber and there was nothing there. That was just that was kind of a waste there. Little tragic waste.
A little bit confusing, yeah. What I'm learning in this match, Marxist, is that conch, you can use it for everything. It's great, isn't it? You can use it on offense, on defense, you can, you know, let your Hermit Crab live in there, and we have Uber forced here now by Budsquad, who are going to come out on a mid, and they know that stuff is there. Sizer, Sizer gets Kozin, and now we've got 3 up. A little bit of spam there, but they're going to be able to move through this choke. Although Duana sort of has it, so I'm not sure if they want to cycle, and they have a scout up above. Paragon wants to ruin someone's day. Let's see if he does. And he's spotted out. Nice job there. Sean Bud spotted him out. You can't fool these players. They're smart. You can't use hiding spots.
Yeah, trick, especially that spot. That's in ye old book of Gullywash tricks. That is trick number 1.
Yeah. And we hear the conch popped out, but guess what? Sticks at the door. Real lucky here. I don't know how Grape got through there.
The speed from the conch and the so he has a faster movement rate when the conch is popped, right? And he ate those stickies, and it just launched him clear across the map at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. He shot some rockets down, got that health boost. He landed on the ground with 200 health. So from the spam rockets hitting, so pretty big play there. We do have Whisker Biscuit and Lang up with Uber here, but they're going to try and stop this point. It's already half capped, and that's going to back them up, but Kozen's got Uber, so this is going to be rough for the Budsquad.
And Powa is in trying to get a snapshot off on someone, but I don't think he's going to pick anything out, and so sticking with Sniper, and Powa has not been able to get going. Yeah, he hasn't really found a groove, and has maybe been more effective on Scout Out, almost say.
Yeah,
we're going to see a
he does work on last, but
yeah,
the rest of the time not doing a whole lot.
Yeah, right now Grape's on a little 6-kill streak and getting ready to blow his horn.
The Grape horn will be felt this day, and that's going to be Powa going down. So 2 down now, and really bad spawns on Powa and Lang there. Real late picks getting picked up, so this should probably, I would try and go. The Uber is going to happen anyways. Oh, Ash goes down to a pipe from Sizer out of the, I like to call that little area the launch pad, so I don't know what they're going to do now. It's Uber v Uber. But maybe the conch could be the deal breaker, or maybe we'll see Ash come up as something not Soldier.
Yeah, I'm watching the Grape cam right now. He's going to blow his horn. He's going to blow it. I can see it coming. The push is going to be coming probably any moment. We can expect that Street Hoops will be pushing into this. They've had great success all night long pushing in this last.
Yeah,
look at this.
They
They're going to try to challenge.
Ash is on heavy. Yeah, Ash is on heavy. So we'll see if a conched heavy might do it, but Deadbolt's going to go down. Lang will trade out. Kozen's pretty hurt, but holds his composure there and does not pop. But it looks like we're just going to go straight in here. They're going to go under with the conch Getawhale. I've never seen this before.
New meta at CEVO Marxist. This is brand new. Bringing the heavy in first, leading with a heavy underneath conched with an Uber. And we have a heavy v heavy conch Uber exchange on the last Gullywash, which seems weird to even say. Right now, Ash is down, and look at this guy. We got Mr. Powa. If it doesn't work going Sniper, why don't you go heavy? Just take that big gun out. The hard counter to an entire team, it's heavy. We've got 3v4, or 3v3, I'm sorry, right now. Street Hoops still going to try to do this, but mowing him down is the millionaire Brazilianaire.
Yeah, only Ash alive, and that's his spawn after having died is heavy. You talk about it a lot in Highlander. I haven't personally cast any Highlander, but I know one of the simple rules, day one of Highlander, is whichever heavy gets Ubered first in a heavy v heavy fight is going to be the heavy that loses. And that's basically what happened to Ash there. The conch advantage was not enough to negate the ye old heavy rule.
Ye old heavy roll. It's in the same book. It's right on the front page of that book. We have an off-classer now. It's Paragon as Sniper. And so Paragon is going to try maybe to sneak something out. And it's interesting, actually, because I see the Budsquad, the thing that I interrupted you on so rudely, I wanted to just comment that the Budsquad have been really pressuring. I think they know it's match point. And their soldiers were coming right up on the platform and trying to get out and look for med picks a lot more aggressively than they have all match long. And actually Sizer as well. And look at this, it was Lang trying to get in. That's what I'm talking about. They're really trying to force this issue, aren't they?
Yeah, that was kind of a forward hold, and unfortunately Lang heard the Sniper and Paragon coming up river, so he was waiting for that kill, and the whole rest of the Street Hoops came in with him with his back turned and just fragged him. I think he thought maybe Sean was covering his back there or something.
Oh! Paragon picks out Powa, the heavy. I think he wanted the medic, but he'll go down there. But taking out the heavy at last, that is sort of what they were banking on with their defense, as we saw last time. But I don't know if they're going to push off of this. They don't have Paragon now.
Yeah, downed heavy is pretty nice, but he's going to come back quick. But they're going to go in. Drape's getting... he's playing some juggling there, taking people to the circus, but it's... The Uber comes out from Whisker Biscuit, and it's going to be a pretty long one, so that's probably just a straight Uber exchange, although Ash does go down. The conch is also out, so pushing in with conch, player disadvantage, throwing people around still is great, but Paragon's going to go down. Duwatna's over on the right side, virtually untouched.
Yikes.
And now he's going to go down.
Street Hoops kind of saying their prayers right here a little bit, and crossing their fingers, hoping that would work. That's not really a clean push that we've seen from them. They're kind of getting a little sloppy on that push, aren't they? Or are they getting maybe a little overconfident?
Yeah, the conch does not make up for player disadvantage. I think we have proven that this day. So not really the greatest push. Grape gets some good damage out there, but then it just falls apart, and they needed Ash there. The push is actually coming, though. We've got the Budsquad all over the point, but taking a lot of damage, and uber heavy on mid.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? It is Mr. Powa, the reptilian Brazilian, as he's called, moving in and going to go down, though, and now there's suddenly 2 up on the side of Budsquad. Quick time check. We're halfway through this half. So I guess that's 1/4 technically. There's 15 minutes anyhow. That's all that this Budsquad team has to try to do something here, and it might not be soon because we might have this last capped right away here.
Yeah, Duatna's already pressuring him with the scout. This is like the best thing ever. Oh, big kill out from Kozin. Takes out Whisker Biscuit for his trouble.
Mr. Deadbolt seals it, picking out that cap, and we have GGs flying all around. The final in this one going to be 5-0, or 5-0 as they say in Europe, for the Street Hoops team.
Yeah, the Budsquad showed that they had a little life there towards the end, but just not able to make up for that quick 3-round deficit and some of the better, cleaner pushes that came out of 20LB. But you'll have that sometimes, Getawhale, especially on Gullywash.
Absolutely. So guys, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We want to remind you that we are bringing you right in just a few minutes. The Budsquad are going to be playing their second match of the week, and it's going to be still right here. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here to eXtelevision. And we're going to look at the stats. Let's pull these up and have a look at what we can maybe glean from the stats. What do you think, Marxist?
Well, I'm pulling them up right now because I have pretty slow internet, but here we go. All right. Well, let's see. Who was our top fragger this day? It was Deadbolt, actually, at 32 kills and 12 deaths. That's a pretty solid KD there, Getawhale.
That is a big KD. The other thing I'm looking at is look at Grape. Grape was a beast. I'm looking at his damage. Grape out-damaging Duatna. I thought Duatna played pretty sharp, but Grape obviously, looking at a 3 KAD versus a 2 KAD and more damage. He had almost the top DPM as well. The other thing I'm looking at is, we talked about, maybe a little unfairly, about Powa saying that he wasn't getting it going the way he wanted to. He did have 8 headshots, but in this case it wasn't enough to sort of turn the tide to the side of the Budsquad.
Yeah, that's, sniper's the thing that it's partly how many shots you hit, yeah, obviously, but the other part of it is sort of the psychological aspect of it. How does the other team react to you running a sniper, and does it benefit you or does it hurt you? And in this case, I don't think Street Hoops behaved in such a way as to really allow the Budsquad to play off of the effect that having a player like Powa on your team has or can have.
Yeah, what I would say, I'm trying to find big differences between these teams in terms of numbers, but there's not a lot. Other than frags on the side of the Budsquad, who obviously were getting killed a little more than they wanted to. Great play by Whisker and Kozin. There were no Ubers dropped. Heals are pretty equal. I think the biggest story in this was just all those mids going down so quick and just so decidedly in the favor of Street Hoops. I think suddenly, once you're down 3-0 in, 10 or 15 minutes, pretty hard to come back from that, especially on a Gullywash map, and I think that was really the story for me.
Yeah, and I think also, if you were to rewatch that, it's sort of like an STV. If you're a nerd like that, something that you would see in that is a long time ago, Pure used to talk about this phenomena called the meat grinder, and you saw that happening really well from Street Hoops, where even though there were times, 2 in particular, where Budsquad had Uber, but they just kept losing players along the way. So then they would say, well, we don't really need to do this Uber now, and then they would just back out, and they kept seeding point after point after point, and nothing nothing ever happened, even though they had their Uber.
Yeah, certainly. And so, it was maybe, wouldn't say a heartbreaker, but maybe not the way that the Bud Squad wanted to start their season. They start off now 0-1. Street Hoops move to 1-0. But the Bud Squad have a second chance, and so like I mentioned, we're going to the second match in just a few minutes. And so we want you guys to stick around here. I believe we're going to go to some music for just a few minutes. But we'll be bringing you another Bud Squad match as they face off against Satan Take the Wheel. And there's a little informal straw poll in the Twitch chat, so take part in that as well. Give us your predictions on how you think it's going to go down. And so I guess we will meet up with you guys again in just a few minutes. Stay with us.